Right. The continuation of the previous session. Next, we have left, right. First, we'll understand what is left, right, mid. These three functions are actually used for extracting the data. So, for example, I have employee names here. There are two names, that is first name and last name. Suppose if you want to separate this, so what I can do, I can use function left. So what this left will do is it will give me the number of characters from left side. Let's try this. Equals left of. When I say left of, here the parameter says text. Text is nothing but this one. Let me select this. When I select this, it is taking the characters in this, comma, it asks for number of characters I want from left side, that is from here. If I say 3 and if I say enter, see, I'll get 3 characters. Now let me go here, and here if I say 5, I'll get 5 characters. That means I'm trying to get 5 characters from right side, left side. Let's go to this right. And I want the characters from right side. How many characters? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals right of this, comma, it lasts for number of characters, so I'll say 7. Then I'll get this 7 characters from right side. Let's go to mid. Mid is nothing but it will give me the number of characters what I specify, but I can change the position from where I need to extract the data. Say equals, let me just show you how left works. Left of this, say, comma, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll say 5 and close bracket. See, I'm getting first 5 characters. But what if I want this leaf to be extracted? When I say left, it is taking from the starting position, but I want this leaf to be extracted. Then what I'll do, I'll say equals mid. Mid means it will have one more option from where I need to start extracting. Select this, comma, it has the starting number. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and say 7 from 7th position, and it is asking for number of characters. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say 4, close bracket and say enter. See, mid works similar to your left, but here I have one extra parameter, that is I have one more parameter from where I can start, that is to extract the data. This is, we did hard-coded. Hard-coded means I specified how many characters I need. Let's go back again. Here we use this left function. We selected this text, comma, and I mentioned 5. But what if I want to extract the first name? Let me drag this, or you can also call it as I'm copying this. See, if I'm copying here and go up and see, I mentioned here as 5. If you go and check this, okay, here it is 5 characters. His first name, it's coming. Then again 5 characters. Here also 5 characters. Luckily, these 4 names, the first 4 names, have got 5 characters in the first name I'm getting. But can you see this? If you see here, it is trying to extract 5 characters, but here I'm getting only 5 characters, but I'm not getting the complete first name. How to handle this? Let's go and check this. See, Rob space D, that means total 5 characters it is taking. And if you see here, again here also, it's not giving me the right result. So these 3 are not getting right results. Wherever it has got 5 characters, then it is fine. Automatically I'll get. But how to resolve this? Then we have to use the combination of more other formulas. That means I have to make it dynamic. So understand what I was trying to tell is, here I've given it as 5. 5 is nothing but the hard-coded number. So everywhere it is getting 5. Now what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll use a logic. The logic is I want the characters, number of characters till this space. How to get the space position? The previous session we saw using find, say equals find. It will ask for the text. What is the text I'm trying to find? I'll say space, double quote, space, comma. Within the text, I will select this. And if I say enter, see, it is giving me 6. 6 is nothing but the position of the space. But what do I need? I need one character less than this. That means still here, not the space position. What we'll do, we'll go here. I'll remove this 5 and I'll select this 6 and say enter. I'm getting the result. But here what's happening is I'm getting one more extra character here, space as well, because it is taking 6 characters from here. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll say E8 minus 1. That means I'm just trying to subtract one character. I'll say enter. Now let me copy this down. See, oops, sorry. Here I've not copied this as well. I'll copy this. See, now I'm getting this. So here what's happening? Here it is trying to find the space. It is in 8th position, but I want 8 minus 1. That means here I'll be getting 7 characters, right? Okay. Next, we'll go to this right. Here I'm trying to get the last name. Let me copy this. See, here I'm not getting a proper name, whatever desired. See here also I'm not getting proper name. Here also I'm not getting proper name. What to do with this? Now again, the logic is I want to get the characters from this space position, from the space position. So what we'll do, we'll go here. First we'll find the space position here. Let me put here as space. Next what I'll do is I want the remaining characters from this space. I'll take the total number of characters. I can use len, the formula which we used here, len, that I'll be using here. Let me select this. The total number of characters is 13. The space position is 6. That means the total number of characters minus the space position will give me the remaining characters. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Instead of this 7, I will take this cell minus this cell and I'll say enter. Now let me copy these 3 functions here. See, now I'll get this proper results. There are some easy way of extracting your first name and last name as well. But why I'm giving this example is we can combine more functions into one single formula. So this is what I was trying to show you. There are more easy ways. Say I can use the text to columns, or there is something called as we can use flash fill where I can extract this data. But those are all the easiest ways that I'll tell you when you come to this data extractions. But now we are learning functions. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make you guys understand how all I can use these functions in a formula to get the results. It's not that you have to use this way only. There are different ways, but try to understand this way as well, because there are some time where you have to combine more functions. Okay, this is some examples what I've given. Next, let me come back to this left. Still further, if you want to summarize this, instead of using another cell, what I can also do is here it says E8. E is nothing but this one. So if you don't find the headers, go to view and say headings. I'll get the headers. If you go and check this, see it says E8 here. Now what I'll do, I'll copy this function, that is the formula what I've created. Just copy this and you can replace it as well, like this. The same function whatever I had written here, I replaced it here. Say enter and then I will drag this. Now I don't require this. I'll delete this. See, directly I can take a function like this as well, or I can use another cell. The better way is split the formula, get the results and then combine it. That will become more easy for you to understand. Straight away if you think that I'll go and do something like this, it will be a little confusing. You don't have to show that you're very expert and do all the function in one go and then getting the wrong results. Instead, just break it. Let's go and see one more example. Right, can you say this? I took the space position in one cell and the total number of characters in another cell. But I'm using F8 and E8, the combination of these two cells, and then I'm getting the results. How will I combine these two into one function, one cell? Let me take this heading. See here it says F8. F8 is what? This one. Then minus E8, that is this one. So how to combine? What you do is first F8. Take the formula, whatever is there in F8. Don't use this equals. Copy this. And then I will paste it here. Say enter. Now say if I remove this, nothing will happen. Same thing if I remove here, see, I'll get an error. Fine. Now let me drag this down. See, I'm getting the result because it is not referring this cell. Now how to move this one? Let me copy this. And then here I'll replace with E8. So you should be careful while replacing it. See, enter. Now if I drag this down, see, now I don't require this. There is nothing wrong in splitting and doing, or after splitting you can combine this as well, no problem. Anyways, it is correct. The final output should be correct. It's not that how you are actually doing, whether you are doing in one single cell or you are splitting it. So don't bother about that. The beginning you have to do something like this. Once you feel that comfortable about handling the functions, then go ahead and combining it or directly writing it. Okay, fine. This is for left, right and mid. They are used for extracting the data. That is, from a cell I can extract the data. Next, let's go here. Let's go to this substitute. Substitute means what? Instead of this character, I want another character. Now in this cell I have two hyphens. I want to replace these hyphens with slash. I can use find and replace, and I can say replace the hyphen to say slash. But what will happen? It will replace both the hyphens. What if I want to replace only one hyphen, any one of them, say this one or this one, the first one or the second one? So for that, what I'll do is I'll use substitute. Substitute means instead of this I want to replace something else. Say instead of hyphen, I'll say I'll replace slash equals substitute. Now again, don't get panicked. So you're thinking that, okay, how can I remember all these parameters? Just read these parameters here. If you read these parameters, it will become very easy for you to work on the functions. Please do not by heart anything. Work, practice and then implement. I have this text. What is text? Select this, comma. Old text is something, but what am I actually replacing? What am I replacing? I'm replacing hyphen, comma. What is the new text? I plan to replace hyphen with slash. Say slash, close the bracket, say enter. See the two hyphens, just hide this so that it will be easy for you to compare. See, the hyphen has been replaced with slash. Fine. Let me copy this down. So I'm getting the desired result. But my requirement was replace any one of them, not both. Then double click on this. What I've done, the text, old text, new text. But there is one more parameter called as instance number. Instance number is the occurrence. I want the first one, second one, third one, or which one I have to replace. I will say first one and I'll say 1. Say enter. See, only the first one is replaced. Let me go here. I'll say second one. See, I didn't specify the parameter in the beginning and I say enter. Both the hyphens have been replaced. Just observe here. If you see this parameter, the parameter is covered with square bracket. Whenever there is a parameter with a square bracket, it is optional. Optional means you can ignore it. But see, the same thing I'll do for this one, that is new text. I'm not giving, I'll say enter. See, you have entered too few arguments. That means these are the compulsory parameters which you have to mention. You have to specify, comma. This is optional. If you're not giving, it takes all the values which has to be replaced. But let's say I'll say 2 here. See, second one is replaced. I'll copy this down. Fine. Now I want to make it dynamic. Say whichever I want, I'll just try to replace. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I just hidden the column so that it will be easy for you to understand. I'll mention here as 1. Now what I'll do is, instead of this 2, I will refer this. This is called reference. The previous session I discussed about 3 different references, say relative, say absolute, and say mixed reference. So this is called as reference. I'm trying to refer instead of mentioning. See, if I mention like this 1 or 2, this is hard coded. If I refer, that means it will become dynamic. See, here it says 1. Let me copy this down. Right. Now I want the second number to be replaced. I'll say 2. Just observe. See, automatically the second one got replaced. Not always you have to keep reference, you have the reference like this. I'm just telling you, you can refer it as well so that it will become dynamic. Right? Okay. Let me come to next one. Concatenate. Concatenate, let's understand the meaning of it and then we'll work on it. Concatenate means combining two different values. Equals, say, concatenate. It lasts for text 1 and text 2. I'll hard code this value. It is, say, solutions. Close bracket. See, this is text 1 and this is text 2. Then I'll enter, say here, ITS solutions. Now these two are combined. This is hard coded value. Now what I'll do, I'll just remove this. I'll take this reference, comma, and this one as a reference. So B8, comma, C8, it will combine these two. See, these two are combined. There is no space in between. Space is also a text. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I will say double quote, space, double quote, comma. See, this become hard coded value. I can give anything. I can give a comma here or say hyphen or whatever and say enter. See, let me copy this down. Till 2016 version, we had this concatenate function to combine the cells or say values. We also have one more way of concatenating without function, that is, I'll say equals this reference ampersand and this reference, say enter. See, this and symbol will act as concatenation. That means it is trying to combine. Now if you want space, I'll go here, double quote, space, double quote, and I'll say ampersand, enter. See, fine. This is another way without function. Now I was talking about concatenate is a function which was available or which is available till 2019, but after 2016, that is the new version what you have 2019, we have more functions to concatenate. Let's say I want to get the value, that is combine all this like this, equals concatenate bill, comma, I want a comma here, then again comma, this one, comma. See, it's very hectic actually. I want so many names to be combined. This will become very hectic. Say comma, then again reference, comma, again reference. Instead, I have a function called as concat. Concat, see, concatenates a list or range of text strings. If I say concatenate, join several text string into one text string, that means it will take it as text 1, text 2, text 3. But what concat will do, it will concatenate list of ranges. How it will concatenate? Say concat, open bracket, like what you select for sum and a range. Let me select this. I just selected from year till year. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Close, enter. Can you see that? It combined. Now there is no separators there. I wanted a comma. I wanted a space. Now you guys will be thinking the concatenate itself was better, where I have an option of giving the comma. Here I don't have the comma. So what is the way what I can do? Either I can go here, put a comma here. But do you think again this is the right way? This is not the right way, because again I have to go and do it manually here. Then what else I can do? There is one more function which is called as text join. How this will work? Let's say equals text join. What this will do? This text join will work similar to your concatenate or say concat, but it will allow me to have a parameter as well as a separator. Sorry, we call it as delimiter, which will help me in giving the separators. How? Let's say I want a delimiter. What is delimiter? Delimiter means it is a character which will separate the values. Okay, keep in mind this is very important when you are trying to do this data analysis or data cleaning. You'll be getting data in some text file or CSV files. Then this will be very important. You should know what is a delimiter. Delimiter is a character which will separate a value. That's all, simple. It can be any character. Let's assume my delimiter here is a comma. Say comma, close bracket, comma, ignore empty. If I say ignore empty, if there are any empty cell here, that will be ignored. If you want the empty cells as well, then I can say, see here, include empty cells. If I say false, if I say true, it will exclude. Now we'll exclude, and then what we'll do is we'll see how we can include as well. So both the ways I'll show you. I'll say true, comma. Now this is something similar to your concat what we did. Let me select this. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same thing. Let me close and say enter. Can you see that? Let me change the parameter here. Let's say I'll give hyphen. See, you can change it anything. So anything you can use. Now let me go here and make some blanks here. Can you see that? Let me put a comma. That will be easy for you to understand. See, these two values, the blank values, are not considered here because I mentioned it as true here. That means ignore empty cells. Let me make it false and see what will happen. Can you see that? Can you see here? That means concatenate will help me in combining the cells, that is the values, by specifying cell by cell. Concat will help me in combining the cells by arrange. But text join will help me in joining the text or concatenating the text by using parameter, and also it will help me in selecting whether we need a blank cell or not. Okay, so these three functions are used for combining the text from various cells or ranges. Okay, good. Let's move on. Text function. Text function, you might find it little confusing now, but when you come to a chapter called as say number say text formatting, or say formatting the cells, we have a chapter called as number formats. In that you'll be learning more of these options, but now this is a function that is actually without function. Now we'll try to change the format of a text by using text function. Let me just hide this and I'll bring it very close so that it will be easy for you to understand. Now the requirement here is I have an employee ID wherein it has got different characters here. What I want is I want to make it a common 8 characters. One way is I can go here and I can say 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, becomes 8 characters. Let me make it as text, print. But what I want is not everywhere I have to keep on saying manually, means typing manually. Instead what I'll do, I'll go here. I have a function called as text. Text will convert the format of a number or say value equals text. This is one of the formats I'm telling. There are so many formats. I'll try to explain more formats as well. It will ask for value. Let me select this. Comma. It will ask for format text. My format, what I need is 8 characters. Put a double quote. Always the format text should be in double quotes. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I typed 8 zeros. I'll say double quote close the bracket, say enter. See, the number of characters what you see here is 8. See, I'll drag it. So let me go here and I'll just make it as 2 characters. The total number of characters should be 8 here. If you go and check this, see, there are 6 zeros and the last 2 will be the value. But these values what you see here, this will become text. Okay, text. This can be actually converted by using number format as well. I'll just show you, but this is a separate chapter just to show you guys. Control 1. Don't practice this. You have a separate session for that. I'm just showing you. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See here, this also gets changed, the number formats, but this one is number, this is text, because I'm using a formula text here. But don't worry about the changing of this number formats. That I'll tell you when you come to that chapter, but just told you what exactly can be done. See here, text, and here it says 0. Now there is some more things what you can do. Let me just show you. So what is today's date? Today is 21st April. I'll say 21st April 2020. Just this. See, now I want to change the format of this. It says 21 April 20. I'll change the format of this, say equals text, and I will select this, comma. Now let me change the format of it. I'll say dd mmm yy, comma. This is the format I want. Enter. Can you see that? It got changed. That is, D is for day, M is for month, Y is for year, and DDD is for the full day. That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. Don't worry about this. Again, I'm telling you, this is a separate chapter. I'll explain. But just I'm telling you how the values can be changed in different formats. See, this value was there. It got changed to this date format. Okay, fine. This is actually text. So text is used to change the format of a value. Fine. Let's go to next function. Repeat. Repeat is a very important and very useful kind of function which is used to repeat a character. What it will do? What do you mean by repeating a character? Let's say I want a character to be repeated 10 times. Equals, so this equals repeat, say x 10 times. See, x is repeated 10 times here. It's not only one character. You can give anything. Say I'll mention ITAS 10 times. See, taking 10 times. Where this can be used, I'll show you. If you go to this is a value, that is amount. Here it says totally 6 characters. What I want is, I want this value to be 12 characters with x, appended here. Say here, I want x to be, say prefixed. So how to do this? One is I can go here, I can press XXXX desired number of times, but not always I can count and then do it. So what will happen? See here, I want 7x, here I want 6x. So here, suppose if it is like only 3 characters, then again I have to use say 9x. So I cannot count and type it manually. So instead what I'll do, I go here, I'll try to count how many characters are there in this. Here I cannot use the text because text function is totally different. That cannot append the characters. It will just convert the formats. That's all. Now say repeat x, say 12 times. See, it is repeating 12 times. But what I want here is, I want the total number itself as 12. That means here it is 12. 12 plus 3 it will become 15. No, for me it should be like 12 means here I have 3. That means 12 minus 3, that is 9. Here I should get 9x and I should add 9x here. So what I'll do, I'll say equals this value ampersand this value and say enter. See, I'm getting a total number of characters. How to find that? Let me go here, say equals len of this, enter. See, this is 15 characters, but what was my requirement? 12 characters. So how to do that? Then here it should be 9. So instead of 12, I'll say 9. See, I got 12 characters. But if I copy this down, see, here it became 15 characters, 14 characters, because here I specified it as 9. But how to make this dynamic? So what I'll do, I'll go here, say equals 12 minus len of this. So what this is doing, it is taking the number of characters here, and I'm trying to minus this with 12. That means total number of characters is 12 minus the number of characters here. That will give me the remaining characters. That means here I have this 6. So 12 minus 6 is giving me 6. That means these many number of times here the x is getting repeated. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll remove this 9 and I'll select this reference. Now if I copy this down, what will happen? So the number of characters I need to repeat, that will be here, and those many number of times x is getting repeated here, and then I'm trying to append it here so that I'll get 12 here. I'll repeat again. My requirement was to make the number of characters 12. So for that, what I did, I took a function here, repeat, say x, and I'm just hard coding it as 12. Now if I append this ampersand this, I'm getting total of 15 characters because 12 plus 3. So for that, what I did, I just used len of this. That means I have 3. Number of characters is 3. So that I'll subtract by 12. Say enter. Now what I'll do, instead of this 12, I'm referring this 9, so that the number of characters here will be taken care here. Say 12 minus 3, that will become 9. Now I'm trying to append this value. If I go here and if I copy this down, what will happen? The number of characters whatever is there here, that will get here. So now I'll make here as only 2 characters. Then here I should get 10. See, 12 minus 2, that means 10 characters that I'm trying to append here, and I'm getting the value here. So this way you can use repeat. So repeat function is not only for this example what I'm giving, I'm just showing you how this repeat can be used. Repeat is used to repeat a characters. This, when it comes to charts, I'll tell you how this can be used for creating a charts as well. We can use something called as in-cell chart. There we can use this repeat function. Next, trim. Trim means what? Trim means cutting, removing. Okay. What will this function do? Let's check this. Can you see here? The names what you see got some extra spaces here. I want to remove these extra spaces. So what I'll do is, if you want to remove this extra space, I'll say Control H or say find and replace space character. So what will happen if I use that? All the space characters is gone. But what I want is, I want to remove unwanted spaces, not all the spaces. Understand? I want to remove unwanted spaces. In that case, if I go here, see, here I should get one space. All the spaces before and after should be removed. So for that, you don't have to go and do a lot of things manually. Just use this function trim and then select this, close bracket, and say enter. That's it. Say I will drag it down. See, all the unwanted spaces are removed. That means whenever you want to clean the data, just use this trim with the reference, then drag it. The complete unwanted spaces are actually removed, right? Okay. Let me discuss this date functions and then we'll have doubt sessions. Let me finish this because this won't take much time. I'll finish this and then we'll have doubt sessions. This is date functions, the date formulas, or say date functions. Here, whenever I have a date, how to work on dates, what all things I can do on date, that we'll discuss. Date means what? I'll have day, month, and year. Suppose if I have the values in 3 different columns, say day, month, and year. So how will I combine and convert that into date? I have a function called as date. All the function names have been mentioned on top of this so that it will be easy for you to work and recognize. Okay. So now I'm using this date function. I'll say equals date. For the first parameter, it says year, comma month, comma day, and say enter. See, it got converted into date. Let's drag it. See, fine. Let's go to this date value. What will happen is sometimes the date will be in different formats, not in a proper date format. If you see here, this is a value where first 4 characters speaks about the year, then middle 2 characters about month, and the next 2 characters about the date. Now I want to convert this into date format. What I'll do is say equals text. Few minutes back we just discussed on this text, which will change the format of the text value. I'll select this value, comma. What I'll do is I'll change the format like this. Say 1, 2, 3, 4 hyphen 1, 2 hyphen 1, 2. Right. These 4 characters is for year. The next 2 characters is for month. The next 2 characters is for day. Enter. See. As I told you, if I use text function, what will happen? It will get converted into but text formats. I have something called as date value. Date value is a function which will take the parameter as text and then give me the value. Now let me go here on this text function here equals date value. See what does it says? Converts a date in the form of text to a number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel date time code format. That means date value will take a text format and convert it into date. Just select this, say enter. See, I'm getting this value. This value is nothing but the date value. So every number is the date. If I say 1, 1 can also be converted into date. That means it is 1900 January 1st. How to do that? Say control 1. I'll say date. Say here. If I go here and just check any formats, see January 1st, 1900. Similarly, this value is also a date. So if you want to convert, I'll go here, say date, then select this, say August 3rd, 2010. So date value will take a text and convert that into a value so that I can convert that into further date formats. Next we have day, month, year. Remember here we had day, month, and year in a separate column. Then what we did, we combined that and converted into date format. But what if I have a date and I need to extract day, month, and year? These 2 functions I'll do it here only. Month, say year. If you want to extract day, month, and year, so what I'll do, equals day. Just say day and select this value. Enter. See, I'll get the day. I'm trying to extract day. If you want to extract month, say equals month of this, say enter. See, month August, that is 8. Year of this, say enter. See, I can separate it as well. If it is separated, then I can combine by using date function. If it is in a date function, if you want to extract day, month, and year, I can use these 3 functions. Right. Next one. Next is today. Today is a function which will help me in getting today's date. I don't have to go and search. See, few minutes back I was going and searching what is the date, today's date. Now I don't have to bother. Say equals. Just type today. There is no parameter for this. For today, there is no parameter. I'll say enter. See, it will give me today's date. Say 4/21/2020. If you want, you can convert the formats by going to Control 1, Format Cell, and just use any of this. See, this is by formula. Now tomorrow, if you open this template, this will become 22 April 2020. There is a shortcut key, Control colon, which will give me the date, today's date. But there is a difference between this and this. Both are giving me today's date. But tomorrow, if you open this template or say file, this will be 22nd April. This will be still 21st April only. The reason is, if you go here, this is a formula. This is a hard-coded text. That is, it's a static text. Okay. So if you want quickly to insert the date, say control plus colon or say semicolon, anything is fine. Or you can use this today functions. Today is a function which will give me today's date. No parameter for this. Next, EOMONTH. EOMONTH means end of month. End of month means this function will help me in giving the last date of the selected month. Equals EOMONTH. The last date of the selected month. Start date. Let me select this. It lasts for months. I'll say 0, close the bracket. 0 is for the current selected month. Say enter. See, 3rd August 2010. It is saying 8/31/2010. That means 31st August 2010. Now let me drag it down. See, it is giving me the last date. If you want the next month's last date, we just have to go here and change this to 1. See, it is showing me September 30th. Fine. If I say -1, see, it is giving me the selected month's previous month's last date. So you can specify the serial number here, the index, however you want. Let's say I want the previous 12 months, say the last year, say 2009. So people who are working on yearly report, monthly report, they can actually use this to get the last date of the month. So usually this will be used by the accountants where they want this closing balance or something. They can use this, the last date. They can use this. So EOMONTH is used for end of month. Next, let's come to this time. Time is similar to your date function, where date function uses day, month, and year. Time function takes hour, minute, and second, and will give me the time. Equals time hour, comma. Hello?
Here.
Hello.
Yes, here.
Yeah. Hello.
I believe we got disconnected.
I disconnected, so I stopped there. Okay, I didn't speak anything. I knew there were some issues.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just stopped there. I'll continue. Okay, so what I was telling, time, hour, minute, and second. It converted that to time. Next, coming to this hour, minute, and second. So it directly jumped here so that it will be easy for me to explain these three functions. Like we had this date. Similarly, I have time, which will take hour, minute, and second. It will give me the time. Now what I'll do, I'll go to this hour. Here we'll make it as minute. Say second. Suppose if you want to extract hour, minute, and seconds, I'll go here, say equals hour of this. See, minute. If you want to extract minute, minute of this. Then second, so equals second of this. See, I can extract hour, minute, and second from this as well. Okay, it is very similar to your date function, wherein I was extracting day, month, and year. Similarly, I can extract hour, minute, and second. Next is now. Now means like what we have today. Today will give me the current date. Now will give me the current time. Equals now, open bracket, close bracket, say enter. See, it will give me the current time. That is the system time. Let's go here. Control Shift colon. Like what we had this Control colon. Control Shift colon will give me the time. Control colon will give me date. Control Shift colon will give me the current time. Again, see here it says 6:47. Now After 1 minute, this will get changed to 648, but this will remain 646 only because I actually inserted this at 646. Now it remains same. Now even after 6, say 48 or 49, this will remain 646 only because this is static value. So you have to think whether I should put a static value. Let's say, when did I start? I'll go here. I'll say Control Shift colon. That's all over. That means this is the starting time. Then if you want the end time, I'll go here, Control Shift. Then again, if I give, that will give me the end time. But if you want to change it accordingly, then I can use this now, which is a formula which will change automatically. So now it says 647. Now after 10 seconds, suppose if I say enter, see, now let me say enter, it becomes 648. See, 648. But still, these remains same. Okay, these are static values. This is dynamic value which will get changed. Right. Next, we have this weekday and weeknum. Weekday. Weekday means the given date. It will tell which is the weekday. That is whether it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. For this, what it will give is, it will give me the output as the serial number. So equals weekday equals weekday of this, and I'll say enter. See, it says 2. Sunday is 1, Monday is 2. It goes on till Saturday as 7. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if you say 2, it says Sunday and Monday. This is Monday. And if I drag this, see, it will give me the weekday number. Now you don't bother about this, where this can be used. There is one chapter called as conditional formatting. There we have to use all these functions, whatever you have discussed. Again, I'll work on those things so that you'll have more better understanding. Now just understand what is this weekday. Weekday will give me the week serial number, that is from Sunday as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if I say 2, that means it is Monday. If I say 5, it will be Thursday. If it is 7, that means it is Saturday. If you still want to check that, so I'll go here, I'll change the format, I'll just make it as day. Say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, like this. Fine. I have one more function, that is WEEKNUM. What WEEKNUM will do? Let's check. WEEKNUM will give me the weekly number, that is throughout the year. In a year we have 53 weeks, say 52 or 53 weeks. Now suppose I want to know on which week these falls. Let's say equals WEEKNUM, and then select this number. So enter. See, it says 4. Let me drag this. See, it will give me the weekly number throughout the year. Let me go and change this to 31st December. So it should say either 52 or 53, whichever week, say 53rd week, like this. So when you are working on some quarterly reports or say something like that, then you have to think about this WEEKNUM. What will happen is you can categorize it, say from first week to 4th week, or say 8th week. I want some results, then I can go and check this so that I'll get the results will come based on these week numbers. Okay, so these are actually some of the date functions which we have. So we discussed about the text functions, and also we discussed about the date functions. Okay, practice this so that you might get more doubts. See, the previous session was little easier because simple formulas. Now slowly the complexity is increasing. Okay, now what you do is practice this. You'll get more doubts. Now what I'll do is I'll just stop the session and we'll have a doubt session so that you can ask me any doubts in any of these say what is that functions we discussed, and then I'll clarify it.